What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And Liverpool are seriously interested in signing Jude Bellingham, who is dubbed the next Steven Gerrard amongst the England fans. And I'm really excited about this kid because he also has his idol as Steven Gerrard. Growing up he was a Liverpool fan and he idolized Steven Gerrard, and he is molding his game similar to Steven Gerrard. And very reliable sources, Times journalist Paul Joyce, who is a Liverpool correspondent, has said that Liverpool are really seriously interested in Jude Bellingham. And also a German journalist working in Germany has already weighed in and confirming that Jurgen Klopp is very keen on Jude Bellingham. And we will have all the details in this video. So if you are excited about this transfer rumor, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on the notification so you never miss the latest Liverpool news and updates on my channel. And I want to say a huge thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring my channel for this month. OneFootball is the home of football, my favorite app. I've been using it for years. You can find all kinds of football news on there, and also you can find the stats, the latest transfer news. I've been going there almost every day checking the Liverpool transfer news because they combine the best and most interesting transfer news and football news. And you can find also interesting videos, stats, analysis, fantasy football tips, and all kinds of interesting football related content on the OneFootball apps. And it's completely free, so what are you waiting for? Make sure to download OneFootball using the link in the video's description, and you support the channel as well that way. This guy who started off at Birmingham City, his rise has been pretty meteoric at Dortmund, and I just want to share what the Times journalist Paul Joyce said, because he's very reliable when it comes to Liverpool news. And Liverpool are very interested in Jude Bellingham, and they might have to wait until after the next World Cup before signing him from Dortmund, because Dortmund have no intention to sell him. He still has a contract until 2020. Times, and the Times newspaper understands that Liverpool is and Jurgen Klopp is very keen to sign Jude Bellingham. It is unlikely that Dortmund would want Bellingham to leave at the end of this season, when they are almost certain to lose Erling Haaland. A release clause that will become active next summer will enable clubs to buy Haaland for just £68 million. And Dortmund remain an ambitious club, and the hierarchy at Dortmund know exactly how news of the sale of two of the most exciting youngsters in European football would be met by their supporters. And frankly, the Dortmund fans would be majorly upset if they lost two of their biggest talents in the same transfer window. And there is significant interest in Bellingham from Liverpool, but also from all the other big clubs in the Premier League. And these big clubs are all expected to pursue Bellingham should he become available. And it may suit both Bellingham and Dortmund if he remains Germany for a third season. And Jude Bellingham has spoken very highly of Liverpool before, and he has spoken very highly of Jordan Henderson, the current Liverpool captain. And Patrick Berger, who is not a former Liverpool player but a German journalist, he said that Liverpool FC are chasing Jude Bellingham. Reports from UK are correct. So in Germany they also agree with the reports coming from the UK that Liverpool are very interested in Bellingham. Jurgen Klopp is monitoring the midfielder and watching his games and seeing how he develops for a potential transfer next summer. But Dortmund's position is quite clear. They don't want to sell Jude Bellingham because he has no release clause, and also he has a contract which runs until 2025. And if Haaland will indeed go, and I just can't imagine him staying at Dortmund beyond the next summer, because next summer for a release clause of 68 million, Haaland, who is worth 150 million. It's an absolute bargain, and a lot of clubs will be looking to sign Haaland. I really hope that Liverpool will be in that conversation as well. But if Haaland wants ridiculously high wages, then I think Liverpool might be priced out of that. I don't see Liverpool giving him 500,000-600,000 pounds per week, and that's what his current agent Mino Raiola wants. But Liverpool might decide to sell one of Firmino or Mane remain next summer because they both have 2 years left on their contract. I still think that Salah will extend his contract, but if not, then we might have to sell Salah as well next summer. So one of the big three, I think, could leave next summer, and it could be quite realistic. And then Liverpool would have even more money to pursue maybe both Erling Haaland and Bellingham. I know that pretty much looks like dreamland at the moment, but Liverpool previously made big transfers in one transfer window or 1 year. We signed Virgil van Dijk, Alisson, Fabinho, and players like that in a calendar year. So it is possible. However, it's like right now it's a little bit unlikely. And if I was Jude Bellingham, I will be honest, guys, I would stay at Dortmund because sooner or later you will get a move to a top Premier League club because you are hugely talented. But so far, playing at Dortmund has done absolute wonders for Jude Bellingham's development. And he is basically playing every week there, no problems. And if he goes to Man City or Liverpool or Chelsea right now, he might find himself not playing as much. But if he waits 2 or 3 years, he might get his dream move. I mean, Jadon Sancho did the same. He stayed at Dortmund. He developed until he became world class, and now he is signed for Manchester United. It really pains me that he is at Manchester United because I would have loved to have him at Liverpool. But I think, and I imagine the Bellingham family planned for him to stay at Dortmund into his early 20s, and so he can further develop. And yeah, otherwise they could have easily taken the money to go to Man United or other clubs. But I probably know that they have Jude Bellingham's development at their heart, so in their hearts. So I don't think they are chasing money. They are chasing gradual development for Jude Bellingham because he is already earning good money at Dortmund. And if he goes too quickly to a bigger club, his career could go down and he might find himself at a lesser club in 3 or 4 years. So I think it's very important for these young players to develop gradually and not jump too quickly to a too big a club. But I still think that if Liverpool could go in early and put a bid on the table for Dortmund that they cannot refuse, then I think we could get a march on the other clubs. But it will be very, very difficult for Liverpool to compete with the finances of Manchester United, Man City and Chelsea. But that's what Liverpool are up against, and I think we need to spend in the next 2 or 3 years serious amounts of money to basically rebuild an aging Liverpool squad, because make no mistake, some of our players are getting the wrong side of 30, if you like, in terms of professional football age. And one of the reasons why more and more English players are going to the Bundesliga and to other leagues is because there is a generation of really good young players who are simply not getting playing time in the Premier League, so they have to go abroad to get playing time, because the top Premier League clubs and even the mid-table clubs have so much money. They can sign so many great foreign players that a young player like Sancho or Bellingham just has no chance to play in the first team at a top club in England right now. But if he goes to Dortmund or Leipzig or another club, he will get guaranteed playing time there. And also the facilities and the surroundings are really professional, really top level in Germany. So the Premier League clubs could cut out the middleman instead of first needing to be, wowed by how good these players are in Germany, and then they are paying ridiculous transfer fees for them. But they don't do that because it's just easier for them to buy ready-made players who already have done it in the Bundesliga. Thankfully, Liverpool are starting to catch up, and they are starting to buy these really, really talented young players like Harvey Elliott, Kyle Gordon, and we bought like Raheem Sterling before for a very, very young Joe Gomez. And we have our own Scousers coming through, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Curtis Jones. So hopefully we will have our own generation of at least 4 or 5 really, really young players who we can develop at Liverpool. The big question is, how much playing time will Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott get right now? I really, really hope that Liverpool give them enough playing time, but it's very, very tough to sustain a title challenge and compete for the Champions League trophy while also giving young players playing time. So because at Liverpool the ambition is sky high, maybe even higher than at Dortmund. At Dortmund, if they get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League and if they finish in the top 4 in the Bundesliga, that's a good season for Dortmund. Of course they will want to try and win the German Cup as well. And there is a very, very good comment I found on the Liverpool forum saying that more money won't influence Jude Bellingham to come back to the Premier League yet, because he literally turned down Manchester United in order to go to Dortmund for regular guaranteed playing time. He probably won't leave Dortmund until he is a superstar and he's guaranteed a starting role at one of the biggest clubs in the Premier League. Probably it will be sooner than most people expect, but definitely not next summer. Probably in 2 years or 3 years he will be good enough to start for a club like Liverpool or Man United or Chelsea. And last season Bellingham played a lot of games for Dortmund. He played 51 games. He got 5 goals and 7 assists, and he scored against Manchester City in the Champions League quarterfinals last season, and probably that game should have gone better for Dortmund because the Man City goalkeeper, in my opinion, should have been sent off. But it's very clear that Liverpool are huge fans of Jude Bellingham. We might just have to wait a little bit longer than next summer to get him, but I think Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp especially will be in contact with Jude Bellingham's family and representatives, because Jurgen Klopp has very good ties still with Dortmund, and hopefully Bellingham, he sees Liverpool as his dream club to play for, because he previously said that one of his idols was Steven Gerrard growing up and now it's Jordan Henderson. So hopefully the magic of Liverpool will convince Jude Bellingham to come to Liverpool in the future. And according to the Liverpool Echo, Liverpool are adamant that the 3 Brazilian players who were banned by FIFA from taking part in the Premier League weekend games should be allowed to play against Leeds United. The players were withheld as a result of Brazil being on the red list, and this 5-day rule that FIFA invoked after speaking to the Brazilian FA, the Liverpool are currently considering their options. But the time is running out. The game is on Sunday, and even on Saturday there are a lot of Premier League games. So FIFA and the Premier League needs to sit down and work it out how it will unfold, because at the moment the whole situation is just an absolute joke. And in the FIFA rulebook it says that if a player is fielded by his team and he's ineligible, then that team should be awarded a 3-0 loss. But what if Leeds United play Rafinha and Liverpool play Alisson and Fabinho? FIFA can't make both teams lose 3-0. There is a suggestion that by some people, including journalists and most Liverpool fans, that Liverpool should and Rafinha and Leeds United should agree to play the players who were banned, but that would open a whole can of worms as well. So I'm not sure what it should do, what's the solution. I think Liverpool need to talk, and Leeds United and all the clubs affected need to talk to the Premier League, and they need to lodge an official complaint to the English FA as well, because I think the English FA and the Premier League could come together and basically challenge FIFA and the Brazilian FA in this matter. Even Melissa Reddy is reporting that the Premier League clubs will contest FIFA's enforcing of Brazil's request to ban their players from being selected. There is no basis for such action given the circumstances around COVID restrictions. So it's an absolute farce. It's a joke of a situation, and I really hope that Liverpool will be allowed to play Alisson and Fabinho. The Premier League, according to the Daily Mail, is working on having their 11 banned South American players to be available for the weekend games. Richard Masters, who is a very high up person in the English FA, is in talks with FIFA about allowing those affected to play. So let's hope that the decision is made before the weekend games. But if the ban is upheld and if Alisson and Fabinho can't play against Leeds United, then it could be Kelleher in goal. I just really hope that Jurgen Klopp doesn't go with Adrian. Casey Kelleher is Kevin Kelleher, sorry. I apologize about that. So Kevin Kelleher is a much better goalkeeper than Adrian. And we also should play probably Thiago, Naby Keita and Jordan Henderson in midfield with Salah, Mane and Jota up front. But because Harvey Elliott is also got injured on England under 21 duty, so I think Liverpool should really do something. But even this team with Kelleher in goal should be good enough to play and win, most importantly, against Leeds United. It's very, very important to bounce back from the Chelsea draw and get a win against Leeds United, because after that we have a couple of winnable games in the Premier League, and also we will play AC Milan in the Champions League, and I expect Anfield to be rocking for that game, so really looking forward to that. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.